Not a day goes by when I walk by the theater and I just shake my head of like, what a crazy, miraculous ride. Because when we first started, we had no plan of where it was going.
The New York Times has described them as a cross between Penn and Teller and Animal House. Their show has been selling to sold-out crowds at the Astor Theater in New York, where I first saw them since November. They're very strange. Please welcome Blue Man Group.
Matt and I grew up in Manhattan, and we went off to college, and we got out in the mid-'80s, and New York was suddenly kind of this cultural wasteland, and we all shared this strange problem of having interests that didn't go together. We liked comedy, design, science, art, and music, and drumming. We were looking for stuff to connect with, and we couldn't really find anything, so we decided to just make our own fun.
Beautiful afternoon here in Central Park, and yet one group of people on hand today is feeling kind of blue. They're a collective of artists who call themselves the Blue Man Group, and their leader is right here with me, Chris Wing. Chris, why so blue?
Eventually, we added to that this idea of this character, which was a way of getting out of our own personas and into a sort of a generic outsider. It would be a vehicle for us to re-explore our culture, but with fresh eyes. The kinds of things we wanted to experiment with on stage really didn't require language.
At first, when you walk in, they seem very alien. And then as you get through the show, you realize, wait a minute, I'm not watching Alien, I'm watching myself. I'm watching what's essentially human.
By doing that, we were setting the show up to be something that could go around the world. It wasn't part of the plan. 30 years later, it's still going.
The audience is our fourth character in the show. It's the three Blue Men, the band, of course, and then the audience. We're just trying to get them to have as much fun as we're having up there, and they do. The Blue Men do not speak, at least through their voice. And they use other means of communication, playing the drums or making art pieces or looking into people's eyes. Not judging people because of how they look or how they talk or anything like that is such a huge part of Blue Man. To the Blue Men, everyone is a different, interesting being, and how cool that is that everyone experiences things in a different way.
Paint, for us was a play substance, and so having it exploding upward off of a drum was an expression just of sort of the life force. We wanted to almost create a reversion where the grown-ups who had been graduated into our society could remember what it was like to be childlike and to be playful.
I think the best part about the show is people that come in, even that really aren't really interested in any kind of theater show, after a while feel this kind of childlike fun coming out of them, and they're standing up and they're dancing and they're doing these things that they really didn't expect to do. Actual connection between people in a space is something that I think everyone craves.
We didn't go around saying, hey, we have this great idea, it's going to be huge. We didn't think that. We said, we have this thing that we're excited to work on. I think we would have still been proud if it hadn't been successful the way it had been. It was a labor of love every step of the way.